Hello my friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Danny, otherwise known as Pink Donkey. Now this is my second video. Thank you so much for watching it. And I just want to do a really quick introduction about myself. I don't want to bore you too much, I promise. But anyway, my name is Danny. I am from Mexico originally. I have been living in Australia for the past 7 years. And I picked up my first camera about 18 months ago. And I have been doing this professionally full time for maybe about 10 to 12 months. I am a hybrid shooter, so that means that I shoot both photography and video. I love both. I think both are fantastic, and I just couldn't pick one because I love both so much that I said, well, I'm just gonna keep doing both, you know. Yeah, anyway, and you know, the purpose of this channel is that, you know, I learned everything that I know on YouTube, and now what I want to do is encapsulate all of this content, share it with you with my own flair. I don't want to copy anyone. I want to do my own thing. And also I want to share, you know, a few tips on how I managed to, you know, 18 months ago, never picked a camera before, and now work on this industry full time. So I want to share that with you. A lot of you I know will be having a lot of the same challenges that I have at the beginning. So I want to share my knowledge with you. And yeah, hopefully you can get something valuable and we all continue growing on this challenge. You get a lot of content and I will get a lot of satisfaction seeing a lot of happy people enjoying what I show you. Now, if you like this type of videos, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell as well, and also hit the thumbs up. I believe the reason that my photography and my videos starting to look so professional since the beginning is that I didn't shoot anything with the kit lens. Now I will 100% recommend do not use the kit lens and invest in some lenses. Now lenses are very expensive, so it's obviously challenging when you're starting out, you know, when you look at the prices for lenses are very expensive. Now you want to try and get the lenses that have the biggest aperture, so which means the smallest f number. So you want to look for lenses that are at least f2.8, if not less than that. Now the challenge here is that when you look at a zoom lens that is an f2.8, like you have a look right now, I actually started shooting with Canon, so you know, this tip I'm going to give is based on a little bit of Canon lenses, but this can be applied to any other brands like Nikon, Sony, or you know, Panasonic. Anyway, so when I started, I actually bought two prime lenses, which actually are these two, so the Canon 24mm f2.8 and the Canon 50mm f1.8. You know, you can buy the 50mm for about $160, I'm talking Australian dollars, and the 24mm for about $250. The 24mm is for crop sensor cameras, and I know a lot of people, when you will be starting out, like when I started out, you will have most likely a crop sensor camera because the entry-level cameras tend to be crop sensors. So the 24mm is only a crop sensor. Now the 50mm is a full frame camera, a full frame lens. Sorry, it's an EF mount, but you can mount that as well on the EF on your crop sensor camera. You can mount any EF lenses. Now with an investment of $400, I could get, you know, I'm not saying that I get the whole 24 to 70. Here I'm hitting at 24 and 50. And it doesn't come, you know, easy, you know, you have challenges with this, you know, especially if you start shooting any events, or, you know, you're shooting portraits, or, you know, anything that you're shooting. The challenges are that you have to move around because there's no zoom. But I do think that the quality of the content that you get for your clients straight away will be really high quality. Now a lot of people don't think of a computer, and that was me when I started. You don't think of a computer, the computer is important because you think, well, the camera is what's important, you know, I already have a laptop at home. Now you will start seeing big challenges when you bring, you know, lots of gigabytes in raw files in photos, and you know, lots of gigabytes in, you know, we're talking high definition, like we're not talking 4K here, high definition, you know, 180p files, and you put them on your laptop that you have at home that is, you know, a few years old, and you know, it doesn't have any specs or anything, and that would be very challenging, you know. And I'm not saying that you cannot do it, because that's how I started. I only used to have a really, really basic laptop, and that's how I started. All I'm saying is that it's something that you need to consider, because I didn't consider that when I first started. I consider that having a good computer is really important, even since you are starting out. Now again, you don't have to spend, you know, $3,000, $4,000 on a laptop, but you do have to consider this, because it will increase your workflow massively, and it will make the process of, you know, taking photos and doing videos when you're editing more enjoyable. When we talk about just about learning editing, I told you earlier that I learned everything that I know on YouTube, and that is very, very true in a way. There is only one thing that I didn't learn on YouTube, and that was Photoshop and video editing, which was at that point Premiere Pro. I now use DaVinci Resolve, but that was the first time that I learned video editing. I learned on Premiere Pro. Now, I actually paid, when I first started, a day course on Photoshop and Lightroom in Sydney, and a day course this was actually a 2-day course on Premiere Pro. These courses will teach you how to use these programs, how to import your photos, import your footage, how to do basic editing on Photoshop, you know, how to remove an object, you know, these icons for this icon is for this, click here and you will do this, click here and you will do that. Now, the reason that I decided to invest in these courses, which actually they were, again, not that expensive. I think the Photoshop day course that I paid was like about $200 to $300, and the video editing course was around $500. And this was like 2 full days of Premiere Pro. Now, when I first started, I did these courses right at the beginning, and again, it took me like a huge step ahead of what it would have taken me to learn this online. Now, I'm not saying that you can learn this by yourself, but you know, I am a person that is very good with technology in general, and the first moment that I opened Photoshop and Lightroom, especially Photoshop, and the first time that I opened Premiere Pro, or in your case another video editing software, it is really daunting. There's so much in it. It is, you feel at that point, really big leagues. These programs are monsters. Now, by doing these day courses, it took me to a whole different level, you know. And then what happens after is that obviously you're not going to learn everything about the programs in a day, but then if you need to go to YouTube to learn something, you pick it up like this, because you know where to click, you already know this, you already know that, you already know this, so it is so much easier. So tip number 2 was consider or keep in mind that having a good computer or good laptop will help you so much with your workflow. And also consider doing a course on editing, just a day course, just like I did. And we're talking here, this is so you basically start ahead of, you know, someone else that's starting the same point of view. You do that, it will take you, you know, you will learn in like one day, but it will take you months and months, I think, to operate these programs. And editing, as you probably know, is an absolute key part of photography and video. It is essential to learn how to edit. In my opinion, it is like the most important thing after taking photos or taking video is how to edit. That is really where everything just comes together, you know. It's in the computer, it's at home. It's a lot more time is spent in the computer than what is actually shooting. You know, you can go around outside and shoot for an hour. When you're a beginner, you might come and edit for 10 or 15 hours. Like, I'm not even kidding. So that's why it's so important to have a good computer, because that's where you're gonna be doing most of your work. Now, if you're starting out and you have a crop sensor camera and you can buy a couple of lenses like this, you're gonna have really good content, but then you wanna have some decent computer and some skills to be able to edit. And I'm telling you, if you do this at the beginning, it will really help you get high quality content, start building your portfolio, and then, keep upgrading your gear in the future. Gain experience is really freaking hard. How are you going to do jobs if you have no experience and you want to get the experience? So, how are you going to compete with established photographers that have, lots of years of experience and big portfolios and, big list of clients? How are you going to do this? Well, you're going to have to do it for free. Yes, I know it sucks, but the things that you will get back are fantastic. Again, I'm giving you tips. This is what I did when I first started. Now, what I will recommend is just try to find some things that you have a little bit of interest on, or even if you know someone that you could potentially do some free work for, that you have that opportunity. Maybe you don't have so much of an interest, but you might do it and you really like it, or you might do it and you don't like it, but then you will start be able to see things that you like. The great thing about doing free work when you start is that the client will have no expectations of the work that you will do. You will have a little bit of pressure, but you won't have the pressure knowing that it is for a paid client. And these are the types of jobs that will give you, well, like I said before, it will give you the information that you need to see if you like an area or you don't like an area. But it will also tell you, perhaps you don't have the right lens for those type of jobs. So, and you really enjoyed it, but you learned that when you went and did that free job. Other things that you will learn is, perhaps you need an accessory. Maybe for that style of photography that you needed, you believe that you need an external flash, or you may perhaps need an external light, or different style of lens, or you needed to shoot at a different time of the day. So do lots of these type of jobs. Now, I know it's inconvenient, you have to do it on your own time, and editing is on your own time, but think of the experience of that you will get by doing all of this. Now, not only that, but this will give you a great opportunity to put your name out there. All these people that you'll be doing jobs for, they will have you in mind. So when when someone they know needs a photographer, or some videos or anything, then they will think of you, and you will have all of this to be able to use as your portfolio. I mean, maybe you don't have a website yet, but you can have it on your Facebook page or your Instagram page, which it's really easy to set up. And then you can showcase your work, start filling up your content library, and then future clients will be able to use that. Now, that is the only thing that you will ask back from the people that you're doing free jobs for, is that you can then use all that content for promotion of your business on your website and on your social media channels. So, you may not know how to start, but just think about this. Like, you could, someone that's pregnant, you could practice taking some maternity shots. You have family and friends. Perhaps you can ask someone if you could take some portrait shots of them, some family shots. You have good friends that are family, take some pictures of their kids and everything. You could do that. You could do video of that if you want. You perhaps have someone that that works in real estate. You can say, hey, I'll do some photos of a house for you for free. I'm practicing and they may not work, but can I do that? Someone that has a business and perhaps they want some headshots or some product shots, and again, just offer, get yourself out there, practice in different areas, and then when you find what you like and you do it more and more, you start getting better. Perhaps you will buy some gear specifically towards performing better on those areas. Then when you have a client, you can say, well, I've done this and this job specifically, for what you're looking, so you can have a look at what I've done before. I have already some equipment for that job, and then you'll be more confident. You can start charging money for those jobs. But to begin with, I will definitely recommend to do some free work, like non-paid work. Anyway, that was it for the video for today. I hope you find these tips valuable and that you learned something today. Now leave me in the comments down below if there is anything that I spoke today that you would like a more in-depth sort of information. I can do a separate video of it. And if you have any more questions, just send it on the comments, and we'll see you next time. Thank you. Woo!